Hello everybody, on today's episode on Grainificent. In today's episode I will be talking about how to use, load, and unload film from a Zenit 35F film camera. Usually I do these videos in two separate videos, but since this camera is basically so simple of a point and shoot, there's not much to add. So let's get to it. So first things first, of course, you need your film. I got this little test film here. So, to open the film back, you press this button down. It will be under the flash on this left side here. When you press this button down, your doors will open up. We still need to raise this lever and pull it up so we can put the cartridge in here. Put the film canister upside down just like that. Lock it back, spin it a bit so it falls into place. And now with your film, with the tip of the film, you need to put it in to hook it onto one of these little hooks over here. So you put it in so it hooks on, just like that. You can see that it's grabbed on, alright. And you close the doors after that, and you wind your camera until you can't wind it further anymore. And you press the shutter release button. This is the shutter release, as hard as you can to the very end, because if you don't press it to the very end and you don't hear 2 clicks or 3 clicks depending how you want to count them, you will take a photo, but you won't release the film advance lever. You won't release the film advance lever. And to release it, you need to press it all the way down. So you would have to close your shutter, close up your lens so you could press it again, because each time you press it, a photo will be taken. So you press it all the way down. You heard this was the shutter, and further down, that was the film advance release. Again, until it locks and you can't advance anymore. Shutter, film release, and you keep doing that until you get to frame number 1. At this point, you are at frame number 1, and this photo should come out perfectly well. So when you put in your film, here you have options to choose your film ISO. Technically this goes only up to ISO 400, so that's the highest film advised for this. Higher than that you would have to make some calculations for the exposure, because as you see inside the lens here at 100 ISO, it's wide open. When you step it down to 200 ISO, the lens closes down a bit to let in less light, and even further down, closes in even more to let in even less light, because that's just one shutter speed. So if you would put a more sensitive film in, you would have to close down your aperture, so the exposure comes out the same. With this button over here, you close your lens and open it back up. And to insert the battery for the flash, you put the batteries in here. They are 2 AA batteries. Of course, I'm not putting in batteries to mine because my flash does not work. But when you put in batteries, it should charge up. And when you have the flash turned on, it should flash at every photo. So now when you're doing photos, remember every time to press it in all the way. When you press it quickly, it will just be a single shot, just all the way to the end, because as you see, every time you press it, the shutter will be opening up. And of course, while advancing film, you should double check that your rewind knob is turning. That means it's taking out film from the canister. So when you're done shooting film, you got to the very end and it doesn't want to advance anymore, don't force it, because you might tear the film or something. So to rewind the film back into the canister, you flip this open, you press and hold this button over here, right by the film advance. There's this button over here, you have to press it and hold it, and turn clockwise to roll the film back into the cartridge. And if you want your film leader to stay sticking out, you will feel pressure that you can't turn anymore when you put some more force into it, just like that. That means the film let go from the pickup spool and is already right before the cartridge. So after that, you open it up, and just like that, you see, it's not completely in. And you take this up to take out the film, just like that. And as you see, the shutter works every time you press the button. The shutter does not lock after taking a photo, so you don't make double exposures. You will make as many exposures as you press this button on a single frame if you don't advance your film. Now in real life the shutter opens up every time, but the camera might not get into sync to show that, so yeah. So that's how you load and unload and use a Zenit 35F film camera. If you enjoyed this video, a subscribe would mean a lot to me. It tells me I make helpful videos. So thank you for watching, my friends. Take care and see you in the next video.